my beautiful friends. Hi, this is Marta with Universal Power Tarot, and these messages we bring you today are supposed to encourage, elevate, and empower you guys. Hi, my friends. How are you doing? I'm so happy that you're tuning in today's reading. This one will not have an extended. I'm just going to let it flow. Whatever wants to come through comes through. I'm burning some incense right now, cleared the space, pre-shuffled all of your cards. We have an interesting alignment here. Whatever wants to come through comes through. I can't even decide on if it's going to be someone's oracle message or a collective message. It'll just run its course. So what's interesting is we already pre-shuffled all of the cards, and from the Guardian Angel deck, we have something that looks like an alignment, like a chakra alignment. And the first card of those three that already came out is called Miracle. And it reads, Dearest one, even if all hope seems lost, let not hope slip away. For I, your guardian angel, am constantly by your side. Surrender all your concerns to me and trust in the healing power of love. Please believe that you are never alone. Together we shall work through each issue or situation which is of concern to you. All heals with the passing of time. Magic and miracles are about to manifest. And then we have a prayer card, and in the middle there's one that I can't see yet, so it's for a little bit later. Dear guardian angel, help me to be flexible in my attitudes and beliefs. Help me not to fear the transient nature of life. Help me to remember the eternal light which emanates from my soul and the eternal light which emanates from every living thing. Help me to remember that I am eternally guided and loved by God and all creation. Yeah, absolutely. It's so interesting what is going on energetically right now and how it's amping up once more, but then dying down. So you may feel it physically also, that you may be needing more rest. Please take that rest. There's something about restriction. I also had a bunch of emotions coming up regarding, distorted masculine, feminine energy. And we have a whole setup here in the back with regards to healed, strong alliance, feminine energy being that lunar energy, being that Isis energy. We have a lot of feminine support right now, but this looks like a female council of sorts. So I'm really curious to tap in. I also thought it could be a light workers reading, but we'll just let it flow and see what wants to come through, what's going on, oh my God, didn't I just say Luna? Here we go. You have the moon, illusion. So there's definitely something lunar going on. Something is coming to light, and those are the energies very much. I noticed it in my friend cycle and just all around within myself. Anything truth is coming to the top. There's no way it can be hidden. It doesn't stay hidden. There are a lot of us that are still awakened, that are already awakened, but there are still some that are asleep. They don't want to look at it because it's too painful for them at this very moment. And there's a notion of accept this as well, because you're on your path anyways, you're seeing anyways, you wish for those things, whatever this is. May it be in politics, may it be in your own private life. There is some deceit that I feel is going on on those areas, and it does show within ourselves as well. So this is a very interesting thing. So those are the people that are working on themselves, that are willing to look at whatever the shadow is, and there's a portion of people that isn't. But there's an understanding to focus on yourself at this time and focus on your own evolution and development here. But Luna has heard you. There's a call too for those of you that have worked with Luna and manifested with her goddess energy. Is very interesting. There's something about sacred letters is what they're showing me, or sacred symbols. So you may be working with sacred symbols. This could be very specific. You may also get guidance through symbols. This one is right on top, the one heart that I'm not seeing yet. I'll post the pictures on YouTube in the community section so you can have a look. But there's an understanding that some people aren't where you are, at least in this part of your journey. And so there's an acceptance. They will see it because, the moment which they will eventually have to do, but because they're just getting too tired of covering their eyes, they will eventually have to take down their hands, and then they'll see that reflection, and what they see is like a feminine that's crying. See that? It's Luna, and she's mirrored here in the emotional seas, and she's crying, so he will see her first. Interesting also too when it comes to like twin flame journeys, or however you want to call them, like divine partnership, karmic partnership, the moment he or the divine masculine within each and every one of us is opening their eyes, and that may have happened in your case too, but there's an understanding that is arising for those that have not been able to open their eyes yet, out of fear, out of whatever it is for them, right? Because heavens does have an understanding of such, and this can be sometimes hard to do and sometimes hard to accept, because sometimes those journeys are so tightly interwoven and so many things have happened on the earthly plane that it's very hard for you, at times for all of us, to see it from the higher perspective, to see it from the viewpoint of angels. But this is exactly what we're being called to. We're being called into more of unconditional love, into more of accepting and following the higher guidance, and not so much relying on the earthly anymore. It is there, yes, but the moment the second component opens up, it's a completely different life experience. And if you've been here on the channel for a while, then you've heard me talk about this before, because that's what's happening. There's an illumination that's happening. And then you have mastery. And it's very interesting because I never know, and I meant to actually look it up because I just forgot, whether the moon was Cancer or whether mastery was Cancer. I believe it's the moon, and mastery was something else, but I'm not entirely sure anymore. So it's interesting that these would show up. So there's an illusion within that as well, you know, not being really able to discern anymore with your head, but rather going into your heart, because what does it matter really, right? It may be nice to know, you know, and it may look professional and everything. It probably does for me as a reader to know these things, but this goes so much deeper, right? This is coming from the emotional standpoint and being comfortable there and going back to the heart, mastering your feelings, because this one here, this is you denoting to you, or all of us, is mastering something here, which is all of this. This is unity within self, and as within yourself, so without. I see in my personal life so many patterns that I see on the outside, like globally, going on in my personal life as well. And this is so interesting because this is where it starts. It starts with you, it starts with me, looking at the stuff that we have, you know, to work through and be grateful for the people, although that's not always possible. Like I'm saying, when you're too deeply involved into these or just not ready yet, that is cool. Like accept that as well. Oof. Accept that as well. You know, I'm being like cleansed. It's a huge cleansing process that's going on, a huge awakening process globally that is happening. And you just need to know that you are held, you are taken care of always. And this is going towards mastery, towards all-inclusiveness, towards, well, that's the Aquarian age, really, right? It's having the highest good of everyone in mind and in heart, most of all, because that's when real, true miracles, like the card said, are happening, right? Like be open to that, and do not think that all hope, even if hope seems lost, it is not lost at all. Quite the contrary. And I know that there's lots going on in many countries right now, and I just want to do this right now. Also with the cards, like let that not slip away. Stand tall if you can. If you can't at that stage, that's all right too. Someone else will take your place. There's plenty of us doing the work that are, you know, those lighthouses. And if you're down, you need the rest. Take that rest, please, okay? Also drums and rattles, very, very helpful at this time. Also humming, you know, singing, dancing. Whatever you do on the small scale is not so small. Do not underestimate the power that you have yourself, because sometimes it feels like a whole opposition is coming towards us, like a whole system is coming towards us and doesn't have your best interest at heart at all, like at all. And it's still the call to stand tall, because some may be saying, okay, you're just one person, but in reality, in truth, You may be one person, but you're one powerful, sovereign, divine being, and that's what that is. And it's the mastery thereof. It's standing tall despite of opposition, showing up centered despite of whatever is going on, whatever is going on. And yeah, 10 of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. So, so beautiful. That's our new beginning. That's your new beginning right there on a solid base, however. One that is wanted by both parties, right? Not just where they're almost giving me like a forced marriage kind of a thing. Forced marriage between just for some sort of benefits. But this is bound to break away. Yeah, they want it on the prayer card here. This is so weird. I feel like it's covering something. Why is it covering like the whole heart? It doesn't feel right. Like this, like that. Yeah, there needs to be separation between that, between the forced marriage. That's where they wanted. Between the forced marriage, you know, that was only for, let's say, maybe the benefit of money, for example, or for material things, because that's what we're going to wake up out of, or a lot of us have woken up out of already. Now the water goes on again. It's not really in my hands. So that's what's happening. It's not really in our hands. It's just happening. That's like divine guidance that is just, you know, coming in. Whatever needs to break away is going to break away. Whichever is unhealthy is no longer going to exist, is no longer going to be there. And then with the Ace of Rods, that's that transformation. That is that standing tall. That's that new beginning. So again, do not lose hope. Do not fear that which you do not know yet, much like the butterfly. You know, it's sitting on the leaf is what they're giving me right now, or on the flower when they're coming out of the cocoon and they're kind of sorting themselves out. So some of you may still be in that process of sorting yourself out in that new environment. You know, all of a sudden you have wings. And then, like, how does a butterfly know how to fly? But they just do. It's in the realm of the Fool card here as well. So you somehow take that time to sort yourself out if that's what you need to do. And then you'll automatically know what to do. It's like in the realms of intuition too. It's like in our DNA. Some of us actually, that may be an inclination to, you know, DNA clearing, DNA codes, light codes that are coming down, DNA that is changing, or something that we were implanted with at birth. So it's something that we came here with that is awakening within you, that is truly beneficial for this time and for this clearing period. Now, they don't want more of the tarot. Earth, yeah, we need some earth energy for sure. Maybe some earth clearing as well. Your dearest Mother Earth is talking to you and is speaking to us with all the electromagnetism. And now the wind's picking up. Wow, that's cool. With all the electromagnetism, right? And, you know, ground yourself through these times. That's really, really important. And there's still a mystery in the middle that I'm curious when they're willing to, you know, show it. So that to me is a sign as well that there's something that we're not yet seeing, that is yet to be, you know, revealed. And I'm really curious for that. And I'm also really curious what's to come, like after all this clearing. It's interesting that I'm a female and he's a male, so interesting that he just started to come into the picture. What else? Oh my god, we had that. No. Well, Taming of the Wind, but they don't want that. They want the Wild Woman. It's not surprising, right? It's like that very much is reminding me of, you know, that wild feminine is rising, that wild side within people is rising. Again, this is not purely just females, it's the divine feminine within, although I really feel it strongly within a lot of females. I know there are plenty of awakened males already, but I just have to say it feels, in this case, very much a gender thing right now also, where it's like, where have females been suppressed? Where has the divine feminine been suppressed? And it's a rewilding of this. And as you can see, like her heart is shining. It's like a radiant sapphire, like a radiant, but not just, you know, the blue, but also the red. So it's very much intertwined, the masculine as well within this. Number 62 breaking down to an 8, which is very fruitful, very abundant. And again, she's dancing within fire. She has her gaze up to the heavens, because she knows, she trusts. It's like stomp your feet on the ground. Like, do this too. There are exercises where you actually stomp your feet to really make your connection known to and with Mother Earth. And you know, those dances, like those tribal dances, really dance like this, because you'll feel it in your bones. Like, there's a recognition of an ancient time within you that wants to express itself also. So I really, really recommend doing some tribal dances, but or just like move your body to tribal music, to rattles, to drum beat, because there is a remembering indeed. There is a grounding energy, a transformative energy within that. Also, of course, it's very divine feminine, right? Listening to your body, listening to whatever your body needs, what kind of movement your body needs at that time. So really, really just move with the flow, not against it, right? And express it. It doesn't matter what anyone thinks or says. Again, there's that opposition again. What if, you know, my neighbors say or point fingers or whatever? Who cares? It's no longer time for this at all. There is no more time or no tolerance for this at all. It's like, express yourself. Now is the time. Now is the time. It's like there seems to be some sort of a deadline. That's also what I'm getting. Like, express yourself. Express yourself. Throat. Remember in the beginning of the reading, I was like kind of timid, like my voice sounded kind of timid all of a sudden. She isn't timid. She's expressing herself, but it's a beauty. It's speaking from the heart. It's speaking truth that cannot be denied. When you speak from the heart, truly from the heart, it's one of the purest, if not the purest form of conversing, of expressing yourself. And this is quite big, because the opposition is going to crumble in the face of that. Not in the sense of defeat, although there is an element of this there as well, but in the sense of there's nothing to be said against it. Because when it comes from the heart and is directed towards the greatest good of all, what can you really do about it? Because that's a force to be reckoned with, and more than that even. So interesting that they want the cards on top of the other cards, but I'm like, we can't do that because we still need that prayer somehow. There's too little space, so I feel there's an expansion that needs to be had over here. No, it's right there on the prayer card, but I don't want to do that. So some of you may have some resentment or resistance to whatever is happening right now, to that rewilding, because it's not just that you're dancing and that you're starting to be creative. To some of you, this could be, of course, it does mean to let go of the old, and that can be a scary kind of a process, right? Interesting. Now they want me to turn the prayer card around and put it on top of the wild woman as to give more support, but from below. But it's an angel that gives that support. Earth angel is what comes to mind immediately with this. So yeah, so this is rising like from the womb. There's, if you do this, like the, what is this called? It doesn't matter. This sign. So we're at signs again, to the womb, towards the root chakra and the sacral chakra. Those things mean something, okay? Those signs and signals, they mean something. So whatever you're given, lately I've been given this a lot, and I'm just doing it. I'm just rolling with what my body needs. And curiously enough, sometimes I also pull like the exact cards from a certain deck, and you know I have many decks. So it's like I will do my ritual in the morning and my routine, and then something comes to me and I'll just do it, and later on I will pull a card, and it's just that same exact exercise that they wanted me to do. So to me, it's confirmation to just listen to what wants to come through, what wants to express, because it's perfect. We do not have the overview, but they do very much. Okay. Work your light. So we have trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? So there is something that wants to come through, right? Yeah, it's very much with that self-expression here too. And she's holding herself as well. Again, we have another female here. Interesting that mastery is that male energy. She's really holding herself in different positions, her hands as well. I hope you can see. See that? She's holding her womb, and then she's like doing this, doing that. Sometimes she's looking down, sometimes she's looking somewhere else. It's really going with what is relevant for you right now, because that's the perfect expression of yourself at this time. And again, they want it on the other cards. There's resistance for sure. I'll leave that right there. We put the other card on top. So whenever there's something coming up, that's what that's telling me. That is causing resistance. Call upon your angels, call upon your guides, your spiritual team, because they want to assist you. They make the situation, because they're not changing in their energy, right? They're unconditional love and light. So whenever there's a situation arising in your life where you feel you need help, do not be timid in asking for help. And you shall receive it. Their vibration isn't changing. Yours might. Probably is. All of our energies and vibrations are changing. So let me read the trust the niggle. 52. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? That annoying, niggling feeling, that inconvenient, annoying, niggling feeling. Try as you might, it's there. And it ain't going anywhere. Most people spend years ignoring their niggling feelings, throwing their best dollops and stubbornness, ego, and post-realization to numb them out. It's exhausting, and until you face the niggle, life just throws you more bait to awaken it, to draw your attention to the light within you that is bursting to come out. The niggle is an arrow pointing to what is standing in your way, the relationship, the conversation, the decision, the shift that needs to be made, the stone in your shoe. Often we feel the niggling feeling in our body first, which expresses itself in very different ways, sometimes actually in people when they really go against themselves in autoimmune diseases. I truly believe that. Many people think that intuition is something from the higher realms, but in fact it is the body that is the intuitive one, working through our senses to deliver vibrational information. It just takes a moment every day to scan your body, to receive the intuitive intelligence and act on it quickly. Exactly. You're being called to face the niggle now. If you don't face it, the universe will throw something much bigger and more obvious in your path, much like the first card that we had with illusion, where one person was looking at it and will receive it, and the other one wasn't quite ready yet to look at it, but is going to eventually. And then you will likely regret that you didn't answer the niggle in the first place. I know it's scary, but you are safe. Answer the niggle now. Yeah. So they want another card from the Earth Warrior deck. Thanks. Oof, wow. Ooh. We have Ingonyama with the number 22. Honor the Ancient King. Wow. And that's that warring. That one, no. We've got a Leo full moon coming up, by the way. Very interesting that that's coming up, because that was also in my mind. I just couldn't decide, so I'm like, I'm not going to decide. They're going to decide. Because I can't. Like, I don't know what's needed right now, but they do. Ingonyama, and we do have that full moon here as well, and the moon cycles in general. I didn't realize until coming here that the moon was actually moving, or the Earth. Well, actually, the moon is moving, so. As it turns like that, and this, of course, because it's spinning, and thus, the shadow of the Earth is affecting the moon in different ways, but I didn't actually look at it. But here, honoring the moon every morning, where I can still see it, I saw that how the cycles, how it traverses the sky. Actually, I always thought it just stayed where it was, because I only looked at it at night. So there's a true shift happening, because when you're only looking at stuff at night, they look different than during the day. So there may be, again, with the illusion, realizations about really important stuff coming up for you that of course you could have seen before, but please don't beat yourself up, because yes, you could have seen it before, but maybe you weren't ready, or maybe it just has significance in that very moment for you, a significance that it would not have had earlier. So very interesting. Ingonyama 22. Honor of the Ancient King. The Ancient King of the Zulu brings you an empowering message. You are destined to know and experience what it is to be truly empowered. Exactly. Stand up and stand tall. Your voice, your courage, your wisdom, and your dignity can create considerable spiritual light, uplifting and inspiring others, guiding them from a place of spiritual truth towards the fulfillment of their own divine potential. If you have been doubting yourself or feeling unworthy of the boldness of your visions, you must allow your spirit to roar, for you shall conquer all obstacles and succeed in your heart's desires. This oracle indicates awakening and the healing and strengthening of divine masculine energy. Very interesting. Within the soul to take the initiative and to lead with wisdom. Healing of masculinity is relevant at both physical and psychological levels. To love and make peace with the masculine allows it to become dynamic and expressive of integrity, purpose, justice, and protection. Acknowledge your own power. Do not play small. Conserve your energy. Get plenty of rest. But when the time is right, let your soul roar and your true voice be heard without hesitation or fear. You are a protector and leader of others. Allow your spiritual connection to awaken your courage and boldness. Refuse to be put down. Trust in the dignity and divinity within. That's it. No, just asked if they wanted more, but they don't. So, now we're going to reveal our mystery card before it gets really loud here. You have the Star. That is so funny. That's the mystery card. That's that which you are not currently seeing. It says, believe in yourself. You are a wonder of creation. Wash away all fear and discover you are a shining star. Allow all around you to just be. Let go of trying to control life, for the light of your soul will guide you always towards love. Much like this reading already started out, I did not know which it shall be, and I still don't know. And that's okay. The light of your soul will guide you. Remember, stars are born through explosions of love. Love illuminates all things. Never forget you are truly a shining star. Yeah, and that's your message, and I'm going to photograph those pictures here, the cards here for you. I hope it was helpful and or insightful to you. Yeah, all the information that you need if you want to reach out for private reading, personal healing reading are down below in the caption. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'm sending you so much love, light, and shadow. Bye, my friends.